I played ARCHEAGE in 2023. I did a video on it in 2023. I played ARCHEAGE in 2022. I did a video on it in 2022. I also did the same for 2021, 2020. I've continued to cover ARCHEAGE every year since I began this channel, and you know what? I could play it again. I could do another video on it in 2024 as well, but what would I even say? Oh, hey, it's the same game that it has been for the last several years that I've played it. I honestly, genuinely think that that would be a waste of your time and my time, because I'm gonna say the same things about it that I've said in the past. I'd much rather talk about what it's done in the last year and where it's currently going, because it honestly might not survive into 2025. Back in September 2023, the official ARCHEAGE Steam page made a post titled Merge Plan Notice, where they went on to confirm that all ARCHEAGE and ARCHEAGE Unchained servers would be merging together in November 2023. This was due to ARCHEAGE Unchained's player base drying up, as they confirm the population per server has reached a point where it is no longer possible for you to enjoy the systems as they were designed to be. Unfortunately, with the current server population, we cannot continue servicing ARCHEAGE Unchained alone. Taking a look at the most popular MMOs on Steam, we see Final Fantasy XIV as a concurrent player number sitting at 30,000, Black Desert Online at 18,000, The Elder Scrolls Online at 17,000, Guild Wars 2 at 5,000. These are all MMOs that have their own custom, dedicated launchers. Disregarding Guild Wars 2, because there was no way of linking your Steam account with your existing account, leaving many players stuck with the custom client, Final Fantasy XIV, BDO, and ESO are all averaging quite significant numbers. Steam makes up a substantial portion of active players across the MMOs, which is why looking at ARCHEAGE's 180 concurrent players is so concerning. If Steam makes up 10% of an MMO's active concurrent players, that means that ARCHEAGE has an average of 1,800 players playing at any given time. If it makes up to 20%, then that's 900 concurrent players. You can see how this continues to become progressively more dire as the percentage increases, which is very likely the case. Next, I decided to go to social media to see how active they were posting across Twitter, Facebook, and it turns out that the official social media pages were shut down, with the game being serviced by the official Kakao social media channels. I verified this by navigating over to the official ARCHEAGE website and seeing a Discord link and Twitter link that led to the Kakao page, which averages 10 likes per tweet and has almost no tweets related to ARCHEAGE at all over the course of the last month. Next, I went to the official subreddit to attempt to get a gauge as to how active the community there was. Reddit is always a good indicator as to how large and communicative players are, and not only did I see only 11 people active during peak hours, but only 5 threads made over the last 5 days. Evidently, the game is not in a very good state right now, but let's take a look at their website. See the content cadence, the events, the updates. We'll cover the last 6 months, since that's roughly how long has passed since the server merge has happened. Before we delve any deeper into ARCHEAGE, however, allow me to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon. Your guys' support is why I can continue to make videos like this every single month, and I deeply appreciate you all being there for me. Let's begin with October. October saw the Hallowtide Festival, your traditional Halloween-themed event, the Broom Race on Mirage Island Halloween event, and Aurora Raid recruitment. The rest of the updates were either related to the marketplace or bug fixes. November looked equally as lacking, which makes sense given this month was focused on the server merges. We saw the Angler Daro's Mirage Isle fishing event, Guianid Lantern Festival event, the marketplace alterations, and bug fixes. I would like to note both months thus far have had events that are yearly recurring, which means that there has been no new content over the last 2 months. December saw the Invitation to Snowfang Isle event, Aurora Raid recruitment once again, and Stolen Winter Maiden Gift event, all Christmas-related content that is also recurring every year. On January 1st, they published a blog post titled Vision 2024, which comes in 4 phases. In this blog post, the producer of ARCHEAGE, Hai-Young Lee, went on to confirm that they have plans on introducing content that will value player freedom, while focusing on a single-player competitive experience. They then went on to hold the Zodiac Festival and Lucky Claw Machine events. February seemed to be following the last 4 months with the Miroir Ice Fishing event, the New Year's special event, and Arya's concert event. along with the Aurora raid recruitment and the marketplace and bug fixes. And then here we are in March 2024. In kickstarting March, we have a blog post titled Developers Notes for 2024 Phase 1, which should detail the first selection of content outlined in the roadmap that they released earlier in the year. We then saw the Possum Festival, Furious Pet Institution, and Springtime Essence Awakening events, along with the usual marketplace changes and bug fixes. That is it. That is the last 6 months of ARCHEAGE. The game has hit an all-time low in terms of players, as is evidenced by the merging of both ARCHEAGE and ARCHEAGE Unchained. They've done nothing outside of rehashing old, scripted, yearly events that have been happening for about as long as we can all remember. There has been nothing released over the last 6 months that would even warrant a player waste their time and return to the game. ARCHEAGE is one of the best open-world PvPvE MMOs out there. It has an incredibly robust freeing class system that allows players to build their own class utilizing numerous class trees. It has a fantastic PvP scene, naval content, pirate system, some great dungeons and raids, but this game has been absolutely gutted from what it once was. This was, at one point, one of the highest quality, most played MMOs in the world. Unfortunately, Tryon, with their greed, drove the game into the dirt. GameEgo took this, they made ARCHEAGE Unchained a buy-to-play game abusing tens if not hundreds of thousands of players' trust. Then Kakao, who was slowly draining and destroying Black Desert Online when they published it, got their grubby little fingers on it and decided to essentially keep it in maintenance mode while preparing other horrible mobile and NFT incarnations, losing even more player faith than Tryon and GameEgo had lost combined. And then they delayed ARCHEAGE 2, which was confirmed to be releasing in 2024 into a minimum of 2025 or beyond, which means we're essentially going to be stuck with this version of ARCHEAGE for at least another year or two. Kakao, who I have worked with in the past, and they do genuinely have some very talented people working as a part of their studio who are incredibly passionate about their games, are just run by staff that have absolutely no idea what players want and are slowly destroying what little fandom there is left in the ARCHEAGE intellectual property. ARCHEAGE is in a very volatile state right now, and I know they're holding on for dear life until ARCHEAGE 2 releases, but it is going to be a significant struggle to get to that point. Now, if ARCHEAGE is not an MMO that is of any interest to you, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 videos on screen right now that might be more up your alley.